What would you say if I told you that these are my real teeth? You'd say, Larry, that's ridiculous. Well, a lie or a joke? Well, we are in a time with election approaching and moving about this country, our politicians, and are they telling the truth or are they telling lies? Do you know what may be the whopper of this year, the big lie? And there's an award that goes out for that every year. Listen. There is an organization, PolitiFact, and each year they will select the lie of the year, the whopper of the year. And then they give the award, they get the special award for that. And recently I looked and I thought, I wonder what some of those lies were. Do you remember what some of these were? Do you remember when Obama, with his push for Obamacare and the Affordable Care Act, do you remember when he said, and if you want to keep your doctor, you can keep your doctor? That got the award that year, biggest lie. There's other lies. You remember when Bill Clinton said, I did not have sex with that woman? Well, it seems like something was not telling the truth. And there's other ones. I looked at some of these. Do you remember when Putin said that invading the Ukraine was because Zelensky, they were committing genocide like Nazis? That was a lie. How about this one? When we saw Sarah Palin, do you remember her when she was on the ticket for vice president? And she said, the Democrats are putting together death panels. That was not true. How about this one? 2016, do you remember this with Donald Trump? Yeah, Putin, Russia. Russia was interfering with the election. No, they had nothing to do with it. That was a lie of the year. How about this one? When you had Democrats saying, well, the Republicans, they are trying to do away now with Medicare. That was a lie. Another one I thought is, how about this one? I could go on and on, but do you know recently there was a lie? Joe Biden, did you hear him when he said this? This was just weeks ago. And he said, when I came into office, he said inflation was at 9%. Do you know what it was at? 1.4%. That was a lie. Well, recently, his wife, Jill, she was on The View. And now there's a line that she's bringing. I want you to watch. Here's what she said as she declared something, and you assess it with me today. Is this truth or is it a lie? Watch this.
But some voters are still worried about where America is heading. What message does the president have to give to make people get it that we are in a better place now?
Yeah. Well, we are in a better place now, and what you're saying is true, and we have to get out that message.
Is America a better place? Now, this is nothing personal. This is dealing with policies that govern an administration. And we are right now in a place where, it tells us in the Bible, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked rule, the people will groan. And I ask you, do we hear a lot of groaning? And when we say America is in a better place, and Jill touts that, how about this? Have you tried to buy a home this year? Have you noticed rent for apartments? Have you checked out mortgage interest rates? Is that something we can say, yeah, we're in a better place? People are saying, I can't get in a home anymore. Well, how about this one? Inflation. When Mr. Trump left office, it was 4 or 5%. But the United States Senate Committee on Banking and Housing and City Development, they recently put out stats, and you can just check this. And they said the cumulative inflation, right now it's about 3.7%, but the cumulative inflation during this administration has been 17.1%. Are we in a better place? How about this one? The average American family, listen to this, is spending, and this is what it'll be, over $15,000 more, a family of four. What? Well, I think you know what I'm talking about. Have you walked into Costco? Have you bought your gas? And talk about just the basic essentials, groceries and gas. At least 20% increase we've suffered in the past 3 years. And butter, I looked it up, butter 27% increased. How about chicken? 26%. Bread 30%. I mean, you could go on and on. Weekly wages have dropped 5%. Is America better off today? Well, how about this one? Crime in cities. Now, you'll hear some clever statistics saying, yeah, crime's dropping. But you know what? We have seen George Soros and others put in place prosecutors, and they don't prosecute the crimes. They'll say, well, up to $900, this is just like a traffic ticket and no bail policies. And so it's deception. It gives the appearance, yeah, maybe crime is going down. But I think you know what's been going on, especially in them-run progressive cities. You see it skyrocketing. How about this one? This is another one. Fentanyl. Now, I've said this many times. The cartels on the border, because of open border, what's going on is fentanyl lacing various drugs, cocaine and heroin. We've seen over 6,000 average yearly deaths from fentanyl. These are lives, these are children, these are young people dying. Well, why is this coming about? Well, because we got open borders, and you can see the devastation that has resulted just with this area alone with the open borders. How about 10 million or more illegal immigrants that have come into this country? They've gotten free residence and food stamps and education and medical care. It'd be like if you went into Walmart today. Think about this. And let's say you're buying your stuff and all of a sudden somebody was behind you and they all of a sudden pushed all their stuff on yours and expected you to pay for it. Well, that's what's happening because we're seeing the money that's being wasted and spent because we are not honoring the laws that have been put in place. Congress, we've established our laws for immigration, but they're being violated, and our very president is the one that is not upholding that because he's our commander-in-chief. That's going to change, many people say. Another thing that we're looking at, and I just add this, the national debt has increased because of skyrocketing spending and climate change and giving giveaways to countries and to our adversaries and give it to Iran and all that stuff. You know what the national debt has increased? $7 trillion over these past few years. Let me give you one more. New wars. There were no wars in the last administration, but now we see, what's going on with Israel and Hamas and in the Middle East. And then we see Ukraine. Oh my God, over 1 million people died, wounded, etc. And then we see China and their designs on Taiwan. I could go on and on. You say, well, Larry, what are we supposed to do? Well, we need to pray that God will raise up godly leaders who will be truth tellers. He who walks in integrity walks secure. He who perverts his way will be found out. We've got to be discerning. And when Jesus stood before Pilate, you remember this? Pilate said to Jesus, "What is truth?" And Jesus said this. He said, "I have come into the world to bear witness to the truth." And that's what we're called. We're his ambassadors. And in this election season, don't be fooled. Don't be deceived. Listen to what's said, check the facts, and also look to those you can respect that will give you honesty and truth answers, especially when people say, is America in a better place? What's the truth?
Hey friends, if you felt this video was helpful, make sure you like and subscribe so you get notified once new videos become available. Thanks.